Hey, I have had just such a refreshing time at the beach this week, and I'm so grateful for this. And um, the Lord has really been reminding me of some things while I've been here. And there's something that just keeps coming to my mind that I want to share with you because I feel like a lot of you can resonate with what I want to share. I feel like it would speak to you in some way, maybe how it has with me. But there's two dreams that I had years ago, and I'll say, if you know me, you know that I've had a lot of dreams. But these are just two specific dreams that have been coming to my mind a lot recently. And they are dreams that I have shared with people, like, privately, so many times that I just feel like maybe this is something that should be shared more openly for more people to hear. Because I just think that it's something that so many of you guys could benefit from in the same way. I'm going to try to get through both of these dreams in this video, but I'll just kind of play it by ear. It's possible that maybe the second one I'll just do in a separate video depending on how long this one goes, because I don't want it to be a really long video. But I'm going to share this one with you. This, by the way, this is really, I want to say this is for everyone, but it might not be something that everyone will agree with or believe, but I still want to share it. So the first dream that I wanted to share about, I don't remember what year I had this dream. I know it was several years ago. But so I was walking on a trail with a lot of other people, and it's like we were all walking kind of in the same direction towards the same destination. And the terrain would change. You know, we would be walking through like a forest on a trail, or we would walk through hills, and it didn't look the same the whole time. So sometimes it was an easier walk, and sometimes it was a harder walk. But the trail reached this point where it stopped short at a river. And the river looked scary. It was like right in front, like the trail was like perpendicular to the river. So it stopped and the river was just like flowing, you know, from left to right. And there were rocks, and so that created kind of a white water rapids, and the water was moving kind of quickly. It was kind of rapid, and it was intimidating, but there was nowhere to go from that point. Like the trail just stopped right there, but we hadn't reached our destination yet. And so we realized that the trail was the next part of the river was the next part of the path on our journey. And so the only way for us to continue forward to reach the destination that we were journeying to get to was to jump into the river and just to trust that we would be safe and that we would get to our destination without having any control of the situation at that point, from that point on. And so the only way that this can happen is if we would literally just lay down everything that we were carrying. So we had hiking backpacks, we had all this gear that we were carrying with us along this journey. But at this point, we wouldn't be able to keep going unless if we just dropped all of it and laid everything down and just let ourselves like fall into this river and trust this river with our entire life, no matter how scary it looked. And I stood there for a minute and I looked at the river, and I just looked at the people to my left and right to see what different people were doing. And some of the people that I knew and loved decided that they weren't willing to keep going forward. It was too scary. It was a big risk, and they weren't willing to take that risk. And so they picked everything back up, put the backpack back on them, picked up all their gear, and actually convinced other people to do the same thing. And they turned around and started going back the other direction because there was no other way to go. And then I saw other people who did drop everything. They were willing to take this risk, and they dropped everything they were carrying, and they jumped into this rushing white water rapid river. And all of a sudden, once they jumped in and once they just surrendered their whole life to that river, it became gentle and like a lazy river, like a gentle, lazy river. And they completely trusted their whole life with this when it looked like it could kill them. And I saw the looks on their faces, and what I saw on every single one of those people was just pure supernatural peace and joy. And it was like the weight of the world has been just lifted off of them, and they knew they were safe, and they felt secure in the care of that river. And that river gently and safely carried them to their destination that they were going to. I think it's kind of self-explanatory, but I'll kind of give my thoughts about this dream to you. And my thoughts are, one, that the river represents that river of living water that flows from the throne of God. It is the life. It is the life that God has for us, that He's given to us. And the only way for us to truly experience just pure supernatural peace and joy in our life is for us to be willing to let go of everything that we feel like we have to have control of in our life, and everything that we're not willing to surrender and give to Him. If we would lay it all down and let go and take a risk, no matter how scary it looks, and no matter how harsh that river looks in front of us, that God will never fail us. We can go on for eons about all the examples of bad things that have happened to good people and say, because of that, I can't trust God. But that's exactly what the enemy wants from us. He wants us to focus on everything that looks wrong with that river, everything that looks untrustworthy about that river, and turn around and just walk away from it and just carry everything on ourselves. And I just want to encourage you today that God is trustworthy. And He really is good. And He really is the Prince of Peace. And He really does have good things in store for our life. And I don't know what you're going through, and I don't know what is right in front of you. I don't know what battles you have in your life, but I just want to encourage you to take that risk. And no matter how bad things look around you, and no matter how hard the situation looks, what do you have to lose at this point? You know, like if it looks that bad to you, how are you going to fix that yourself? Like, how are you going to make that the rest of the path calm yourself? And how are you going to carry the weight of the world on your own shoulders yourself? You know, we can't stop bad things from happening to people, but we can make a decision to say, God, I trust you with my whole life. No matter what. If I die, I die. And if I live, I live. But I trust you. And I just wanted to share that dream with you and encourage you. Stop trying to analyze the path that you're on and surrender all of it. Lay it all down, set it all on the ground, and jump into that river, because God will not fail you. He loves you. That was the first dream that I wanted to share with you. And I think because of the length of this video, I'm gonna share the other dream in a separate video. But God bless you.